12 calls, 12 times straight to voicemail. As the fourth contraction ripped through me, I realized a truth more painful than the labor. My husband wasn't just absent. He was ignoring me. I sent a frantic text for help, but I sent it to the wrong number. And their reply, one single sentence, proved that childbirth wasn't the only danger I was facing. My name is Eliza Hayes. The clock says 2 a.m., but the pain screaming through my back renders the time irrelevant. It's a sharp, electric shock, stealing my breath and pulling me up from the mattress. I gasp, clutching the swell of my belly. This isn't a false alarm. This isn't practice. I wait, my heart hammering against my ribs, the silence of our Denver home pressing in. The air is still, too still. Just as the residual ache begins to fade, the digital clock on the nightstand flips to 2:10. The second wave hits. It's stronger. It claws at my lower back, a tightening vice grip that forces a small, choked cry from my lips. It's happening. Marcus, I whisper, reaching for his side of the bed. The sheets are cold and undisturbed. Right. Chicago. He's in Chicago. An emergency client meeting that came up yesterday afternoon. Marcus Thorne, my charming, capable husband, the financial advisor who could smooth-talk the devil and convince him to invest in ice. He told me he'd move mountains to be back, but the baby wasn't due for 2 more weeks. A quick overnight, Eliza, I promise, he'd said, kissing my forehead. I'll be back before you even miss me. I grab my phone from the nightstand. My hands are shaking. I find his name, the one with the ring emoji next to it. The first call. It rings once, twice, then clicks. Straight to voicemail. Hi, you've reached Marcus Thorne. I hang up before his voice finishes. It's fine. It's 2 a.m, Central Time. He's sleeping. His phone is on silent, or the battery died. He's a deep sleeper. Of course. That's all. I press call again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. The 4th time. Straight to voicemail. Another contraction comes. Harder this time, radiating from my spine to my thighs. I have to pant through it, gripping the edge of the dresser. A hot wire of panic snakes up my spine. This isn't right. He promised. He swore to me he'd answer, no matter what time, no matter the meeting. My thumb stabs the screen. 5th call, 6th, 7th. I'm pacing the bedroom now, or trying to, between the waves of agony that seem to be getting closer. 8th, 9th. On the 10th call, something changes. It doesn't ring. It doesn't even try. It gives that half-beat, that specific sickening digital click that means only one thing. He's rejecting the call. He isn't asleep. His phone isn't dead. He is awake, right now, looking at my name on his screen and pressing ignore. 11, 12, 12 calls, 12 rejections. The realization is worse than the contraction that buckles my knees. I slide down the bedroom wall, the phone dropping from my numb fingers onto the plush carpet. I am alone. He left me. He is actively, purposely, ignoring me while I am in labor. Tears mix with sweat, stinging my eyes. I can't do this. I can't drive myself. I need help. Sarah. I need Sarah Jenkins, my best friend. She's a lawyer. She's logical. She will rip through Denver traffic for me in minutes. I crawl back to the phone, my vision blurring. I open a new message, my fingers fumbling on the glass keyboard, trying to type her name. But before I can, the screen lights up with a new message, a notification from an unsaved number. The text reads, "Everything set for tomorrow. Plan B good." I stare at it, my mind muddled by pain and adrenaline. Tomorrow Plan B. It must be Sarah. She must have gotten a new work phone or something. She's always juggling 2 or 3 numbers for her firm. In my haze, it's the only thing that makes sense. She must be checking on our go-bag plan. I don't have time to think. The pain is coming again. A relentless, crushing tide. I type back, fast and messy, ignoring the strange greeting. Not tomorrow, it's happening. Now. Marcus isn't answering, scared, going to St. James. I hit send, relief, immediate and profound. Sarah is coming. The phone buzzes in my hand almost instantly. That was fast. But the reply stops my breathing. It stops everything. St. James. The plan was Mercy Hospital. Don't move. I'm on my way. A chill, colder than the October air outside, floods the room. It's worse than the pain. It's a fear so profound it steals the air from my lungs. I read the text again. The tone is not Sarah. It is cold, annoyed, authoritative. Who is this St. James? The plan was Mercy Hospital. What plan Marcus handled the hospital registration? I wanted St. James. It's closer, newer, the best neonatal unit in the state. But he pushed hard for Mercy. He was insistent. He said he got a great referral from a colleague. I thought he was just being thorough. Don't move. I'm on my way. They aren't coming to help me. They are coming to stop me. They expect me to be here, at home. Why did they want me at Mercy? And why, dear God, did they expect me to be at home? Another contraction seizes me, but this time it's not just pain. It's terror. Pure, undiluted terror. This isn't just about labor. This isn't just Marcus ignoring my calls. This is something else. And I just told them exactly where I'm going. Don't move. The words echo in my mind. A command. Not a suggestion. A command. My body is rigid with pain, but my mind is suddenly, terrifyingly clear. I am not texting this person back. I am not going to Mercy Hospital. And I am not staying here. With a surge of adrenaline that momentarily eclipses the pain, I grab my phone. I bypass the strange message thread. I hit the emergency call button. 911. What's your emergency? I'm in labor. I gasp, the words tumbling out. My name is Eliza Hayes. My husband is out of town. The contractions are close. I need an ambulance. The dispatcher is calm, professional. She gets my address. She tells me to unlock the front door and wait. She tells me to breathe. I hang up and ignore the new contraction that is building, ignore the urge to check the strange texts. I stumble out of the bedroom, down the stairs, and unlock the deadbolt. The only person I trust right now is the one I haven't met. The ambulance ride is a blur of sirens and bumps, each one sending a new jolt of agony through my body. The paramedics are kind, their voices a low murmur I can't focus on. I am clutching my phone, the screen dark, staring at my reflection in the black glass. In the brief, merciful pause between one contraction and the next, I open the text again. The plan was Mercy Hospital. The words seem to float in front of me. Mercy. Why Mercy? I remember the argument, or rather, the discussion. It was about 2 months ago. I had my files ready for St. James. It's just better, Marcus, I'd said, showing him the brochure. Top-rated NICU. It's only 10 minutes away. He smiled. That easy, charming smile that always calmed me. I know, honey. But I got a tip from Jim at the firm. His wife had a terrible experience there. He said Mercy is the best-kept secret. Old school, but the attention is unparalleled. He had the paperwork for Mercy already printed out. I just want the best for you. For us. He was so insistent, so caring. I signed. I always signed. I remember another night, a few weeks later, him spreading a stack of papers on our kitchen island, legal documents. Just a few little things. Eliza, he'd said, uncorking a bottle of wine. Just power of attorney, medical directives, standard financial stuff. It seems like a lot, Marcus. It's just in case, he said, rubbing my shoulders. God forbid, you have a complication during the birth. The last thing you'd want is for me to be tied up in red tape, unable to access our accounts to pay for the best care or make a decision for you. He tapped his temple. Just protecting the family. Standard procedure. It made sense. He was a financial advisor. He planned for everything. I signed. Medical power of attorney. Durable financial power of attorney. I signed it all. And then there was the therapist, Dr. Lena Petrova. "You've been so anxious, honey," Marcus had said, his face a mask of concern. "Ever since your father passed, you've been on edge, and with the baby coming, I just found someone who specializes in prenatal anxiety. Just to talk." I went. I went twice. Dr. Petrova was severe, with a sharp accent I couldn't place. She barely let me speak. She asked invasive questions about my childhood, my relationship with my father, my fears about inheriting his company, Apex Design. After just 2 sessions, she had a diagnosis. "You present with a history of emotional instability." She'd read from her notepad. "I see a high-risk profile for severe postpartum depression and potential psychotic breaks. We must be very vigilant." I left the office feeling like I'd been branded. When I told Marcus, he just held me. "See, I'm so glad we know," he'd murmured. "Now we can have a plan in place. Petrova will be on call when the baby comes." A plan. The word spins in my head as the ambulance doors swing open. We're at St. James. The bright, sterile light of the emergency bay is blinding. They are shouting, moving me to a gurney. We have a 34-year-old G1, P0, active labor, contractions about 3 minutes apart. A paramedic yells. They are wheeling me in, and I'm in a room, nurses surrounding me. As I'm trying to answer their questions, when did it start? Any bleeding? My phone, still clutched in my hand, buzzes again. It's the stranger. "Where are you? Marcus said you'd be home." Don't complicate this. My blood turns to ice. Marcus said I'd be home. This person, this stranger, they weren't just texting. They were coming to my house. They were at my house, waiting for me. And Marcus knew. A nurse is trying to put an IV in my arm. I can barely feel the needle. I need a minute. I pant. "Please." They look at me, confused, but the contraction monitor shrieks, and they're distracted. In that second, a terrible, cold logic takes over. This is a game, and I am a player. I pretend I am Marcus. I am calm. I am in control. What would he say? I type back a vague, dismissive response. "Change of plans. She's at St. James. Handle it." I wait, my heart in my throat. The 3 little dots appear. The person is typing. The reply comes. It is not calm. It is furious. "Handle what my contract was for Mercy. Dr. Petrova can't do the evaluation at St. James. Without the severe postpartum evaluation, you can't activate the power of attorney." The whole deal falls apart. I stop breathing. I read the text once, twice. Evaluation. Severe postpartum. Activate the power of attorney. The whole deal falls apart. This was never about a baby. This wasn't about my health. This was a script, a performance. They weren't protecting me. They were setting a trap. Dr. Petrova. Mercy Hospital. The power of attorney. It was all a plan to have me declared unstable, to have me evaluated, diagnosed, and stripped of my rights the second my child was born. And Marcus, my husband, was the one holding the pen. The next few hours are a storm, a whirlwind of doctors, nurses, blinding lights, and pain so immense I think it might split me in two. The texts, the plan, Marcus, it all recedes into a red fog. There is only the command to push. There is only the primal, animalistic focus of bringing this life into the world. And then, she's here. A sudden, shocking release. A wet, primal cry that cuts through the sterile air of the delivery room. They place her on my chest, impossibly small, impossibly warm, covered in a slick, white film. She is perfect. Her tiny, wrinkled face is a perfect miniature of no one. She is just herself. Maya. I cry, a heaving, sobbing release of tension and pain and fear. But as I hold her, as her small mouth roots instinctively toward me, the tears stop. The magic of the moment is real, but the horror is just as present. It settles over me like a shroud, even as I hold the miracle in my arms. This perfect, innocent child, and her father, my husband, was planning to have me declared insane so he could steal my company, my father's legacy, Apex Design. He wasn't just trying to control me, he was trying to erase me. The fear doesn't paralyze me, it galvanizes me. It forges something new inside me, something cold and hard and sharp. The terror from the car ride is gone, replaced by a crystalline, protective rage. I am no longer just Eliza Hayes, the architect. I am Maya's mother, and I will burn the world down to keep her safe. The nurses clean us both. They move me to a private recovery room. They coo over Maya, swaddle her, and place her in the bassinet beside my bed. "Your husband must be on his way," one of them says brightly. "He's going to be so thrilled." I force a weak smile. "I'm sure he is." The moment the nurse closes the door, leaving me in the quiet, dim light of the recovery room, I grab my phone. My fingers are steady. I don't call Marcus. I call Sarah. She picks up on the second ring, her voice thick with sleep. "Eliza. Oh my God, is it time? Are you okay?" "I need you to listen to me," I say, my voice low and flat, devoid of all panic. "I am at St. James, room 307. I've had the baby, a girl. We are both fine." A girl, Eliza. That's amazing. "I'm getting dressed. I'll be there in—" "Stop," I interrupt. "This isn't a social call. Sarah, I need you to come here as my lawyer. Do you understand my lawyer?" The silence on the other end is heavy. "Eliza, what's wrong? You're scaring me." "I am hiring you. Sarah Jenkins. Right now. I need you to bring a notary public, and I need you to bring every document you can find for an immediate emergency revocation of a durable power of attorney, both medical and financial." "What?" Her voice is sharp now, all sleep gone. "A power of attorney for Marcus Eliza. That's complex. You can't just—" "You can," I say, my voice like steel. "And you will. Bring the notary. Get here. Now." I hang up. I look at Maya, sleeping peacefully. "It's just us. Baby," I whisper. "I'm not letting him near you." Sarah arrives in 40 minutes, looking like she got dressed in a hurricane, a tall, latte-clutching man in a rumpled suit, the notary trailing nervously behind her. She sees me, sitting up in bed, nursing Maya. She sees my face. "Okay," she says, her lawyer persona snapping into place. "Tell me." My voice is a monotone. I explain the 12 missed calls, the rejections, the wrong number, the text. St. James. The plan was Mercy Hospital. Sarah's eyes widen. I tell her about the second text. "Dr. Petrova can't do the evaluation. Activate the power of attorney." Sarah turns white. "Petrova Lena Petrova Eliza. She's real. She's got a questionable reputation, but she's licensed. Oh my God." She's already pulling out her laptop. "This isn't just a divorce, Eliza. This is conspiracy. This is criminal." "I know," I say. "First, the revocation. I want him cut off from me, my health, and my money before he even knows I'm on to him." As the notary sets up his papers, Sarah makes a call. "I'm at St. James, room 307, she says, her voice pure ice. "My client is Eliza Hayes. I want a full security alert on this room." No one, and I mean no one, gets in or out without my express verbal authorization. That includes anyone named Marcus Thorne. Do you understand I am her legal counsel, and she is in a protected state? "Thank you." She hangs up. "They'll post a guard. Now, let's trace that number." She types furiously. "It's a burner. Of course it is. But Petrova is the link. I sign the revocation papers. My hand, firm. The notary stamps them. It's done. I feel a small, tiny click of relief. The first lock has been turned. We are just discussing the next step. How to get him here, when we hear it. A commotion in the hallway. A man's voice, raised, frantic. Eliza, that's my wife's room. Let me in. The door bursts open, and there he is. Marcus. He looks perfect, perfectly distraught. His hair is artfully messy. His expensive suit is rumpled, as if he'd been traveling for hours. His eyes are wide and red-rimmed. Oh, thank God, he gasps, rushing toward the bed. Eliza, honey, I just landed. My phone died mid-flight. The second I turned it on, it was flooded. The battery was fried. I had to get a new one at the airport. I'm so sorry. I came as fast as I could. He leans in to kiss me, his eyes searching. Are you okay? Where is she? Where's the baby? It's a beautiful performance, a masterpiece of deception, the frantic husband, the dead phone. It's all so plausible. If it weren't for one text message, I would have believed him. I would have fallen into his arms. I don't move. I don't flinch. I just hold Maya closer to my chest. I look at him, my husband of 3 years, the father of my child, the man who was plotting to have me committed. She's perfect, I say, my voice quiet and cold. But you're too late. He freezes, the loving expression still plastered on his face. What too late? What do you mean? Honey, I'm here now. I nod toward Sarah, who is standing by the door, arms crossed. My lawyer, Sarah Jenkins, will be speaking with you in the hallway. The mask doesn't just slip, it shatters. For one single, beautiful second, I see him, not my husband, not Marcus. I see a cornered animal. Pure, unfiltered panic flashes in his eyes. He knows. He knows. I know. He recovers instantly, turning his confusion toward Sarah. Lawyer, what is this, Eliza? Honey, you're not well. You're exhausted. Get out, I say. He looks at me, and the last shred of the man I thought I loved evaporates. Eliza. Now, I say. Sarah steps forward, her hand on the door. You heard her, Mr. Thorne. This way. He gives me one last look, a desperate, calculating stare, and then he follows Sarah into the hall. The door clicks shut, leaving me alone in the sanctuary with my daughter. The battle has just begun. I can hear them through the closed door, the muffled cadence of their voices. Marcus is no longer the frantic, loving husband. His tone is low, sharp, indignant. He is demanding. Sarah's voice is a blade, cold and precise, cutting him off at every turn. I hear the words legal counsel and client's wishes. I hear him hiss something about postpartum and delusion. I block them out. I turn to the bassinet, to the only thing that matters. Maya is asleep, her tiny face serene, her breathing a whisper. This is my war room, and she is what I am fighting for. My body feels like it's been ripped apart and stitched back together, but my mind is a steel trap. Sarah's laptop is on the rolling table. I pull it closer, the screen casting a blue glow over the bed. My hands are steady on the keyboard. I log into our joint bank accounts, the ones Marcus managed, the ones he assured me I never had to worry my pretty head about. I see the mortgage, the car payments, the grocery bills, and then I see it, a recurring payment, a large one, thousands of dollars, wired on the first of every month for the last 3 months. The recipient, Palace Mental Wellness Center. I've never heard of it. I've never been there. It is not Dr. Petrova. This is another piece, another player. I click off the bank's website and access our shared cloud, the place we keep everything important, tax documents, vacation photos, house deeds, and, apparently, my husband's meticulous plans to destroy me. He was arrogant. He thought I was stupid. He must have believed I would be so broken, so drugged, or so lost in new motherhood that I would never look. He has a drafts folder. He was too cowardly to use his own email, but not smart enough to erase the evidence. The file is addressed to Dr. Petrova, but the text isn't about my anxiety. It's about my assets. Lena. The first draft reads, "The investors are getting skittish about the Apex transition. They are worried about her emotional state following her father's death. We need to be prepared to protect the assets the second her postpartum psychosis manifests. The evaluation must be airtight. Protect the assets. He means my company. Apex Design Solutions. The company my father built. The company I inherited. The company I run." I scroll down. Another draft. "The intervention must be fast. Once she is deemed a danger to herself and the child, I will activate the medical and financial power of attorney. I will assume full signatory authority at Apex, pending her long-term recovery." Long-term recovery. The words are a death sentence. He was going to have me put away. The door opens silently. Sarah slips back in, her face pale but her eyes blazing. "He's panicking," she whispers, her voice tight. "He knows we know. He was on the phone before the elevator doors even closed." I heard him say, "The plan is blown. She's at St. James, and she has a lawyer. He's calling someone." "He's calling his partners," I say, my voice devoid of emotion. I turn the laptop so she can see the screen. "He's not just trying to control the finances." Sarah. "He's trying to steal my company." Sarah reads the drafts, and a quiet, murderous rage settles on her features. "Palace Mental Wellness. A long-term recovery. Oh, Eliza, this is a full-on conspiracy. This is premeditated." "We need proof of the person who was texting me," I say, my mind racing. "The one who was coming to the house." I open the text thread on my phone. My contract was for Mercy. Sarah starts pacing the small room. A lion in a cage. He hired someone, a third party, the one who was supposed to handle it. This person expected you at home. Marcus told them you'd be home. Why? I stare at the wall. He wanted the evaluation at Mercy, with Petrova. Right, Sarah says, thinking fast. So why the stop at home? Why not just have this person meet you at Mercy? What was supposed to happen at the house, before the hospital? The house, home, Marcus. It clicks. A memory, cold and clear. The cameras, I whisper. Sarah stops. What? The security cameras. About a month ago, he insisted on a new system, top of the line. Smart cameras in the nursery, the living room, the main hallway. He said it was to protect the baby, to keep us safe. So he has footage of himself being a monster. Sarah asks. No, I say, the awful realization hitting me. He has footage of me. I asked him where the feed was stored. I wanted a cloud backup. He laughed at me. He said local storage was more secure. Eliza, where? Sarah's voice is urgent. Where is the local storage? It's not a cloud, I say, meeting her gaze. It's a physical hard drive, and it's plugged into a server in his personal home office, the one I'm never supposed to go in. A slow, predatory smile spreads across Sarah's face. The arrogant bastard. She pulls out her phone, her thumb already on a contact. Marcus is panicked. He's probably on his way to the house right now to destroy it. We have to beat him. Who are you calling? An ally, she says as the call connects. Gable. It's Jenkins. I've got a hot retrieval. Emergency. Yes. Time sensitive. No, the husband is the target. I need you at... She gives my address. 5 minutes ago. There is a hard drive in a home office. We need it. And Gable. He can't know you were there. She listens for a beat. My client is the primary resident. I'm sending you her written authorization right now. Get that drive. Gable. Get it before he does. I am a prisoner in this room. Room 307. It's a sanctuary, but it's also a box. My world has shrunk to these 4 walls. the humming machines, and the sleeping child in the bassinet. Sarah is on the phone, pacing again, her voice a low, furious murmur by the window. She's not just my lawyer, she's my general, and we are coordinating a war. She's been on the phone with the process server she hired, the one she dispatched to the hospital lobby. I don't care if he's making a scene, she hisses. Serve him. Serve him with the revocation. Serve him with the temporary restraining order. Let him scream. It just makes our case stronger. She's creating a delay, a legal, public, and very loud smokescreen. Marcus isn't just a panicking husband. He's a cornered animal, and Sarah has just thrown a net over him in the lobby, bogging him down in paperwork and security guards while our man moves. My phone vibrates on the tray. A text from an unknown number. I'm in. It's Gable. My heart seizes. I look at Sarah. She sees the message on my face and nods, still on the phone. Just serve him, she snaps, and hangs up. He's in the house, I whisper. Good, Sarah says. Now we wait. That restraining order won't keep Marcus away from the house for long, but it bought us the window. Gable has maybe 10 minutes, max. The minutes stretch. I try to feed Maya. My hands are shaking so badly I can't latch her. A nurse comes in. Everything okay? Honey, you look pale. Just tired. I lie. Sarah smiles at her, a tight, false smile, and steers her out of the room. We need to be calm, Eliza. We're just two new moms. Right, Sarah says, but her eyes are fixed on the door. Another buzz from my phone. Gable. Got it. And I'm out. Gray server. 3 drives. He's sloppy. A white sedan just pulled onto the street as I was leaving. I think that's him. Cutting it close. Jenkins. I'm uploading to the secure link now. He made it. He made it by seconds. Marcus is home, walking into an empty, undisturbed office, thinking he's safe. He has no idea the ghost is already out of the machine. Sarah flips open her laptop, her fingers flying. He's on. Secure stream is live. She turns the screen toward me. The first image is our living room, the timestamp in the corner 2:05 a.m. this morning. And there he is. Marcus. He's not in Chicago. He's not on a plane. He is standing in our living room, in the silk pajamas I bought him for his birthday. He is holding his phone. He is pacing. Oh my God! I breathe. We watch, in sick, frozen silence. The camera has audio. We hear the faint buzz of his phone on the coffee table. My name flashes on the screen, a bright, desperate beacon. Incoming call Eliza. He looks at it. He lets it vibrate. And then, his thumb moves, deliberate and calm. He presses the red decline button. He's rejecting the call, Sarah whispers, stating the obvious, her voice thick with disgust. The phone buzzes again. Eliza. He presses decline. Again. Eliza. Decline. We watch him do it. We watch him ignore his wife, in labor, 12 times. He was there, I say, the words a cold, dead weight in my mouth. He was there the whole time. The video fast-forwards slightly. The timestamp flips to 2:30 a.m., just after my wrong text to the stranger. We see Marcus read a text on his phone. He stiffens. He types furiously. Then he goes to the front door. He opens it. A woman is standing on our porch. She's in dark blue scrubs, holding a black medical bag. She steps inside. It's the texter. He's letting her in, Sarah murmurs. Who is she? The audio from the hallway camera kicks in. Her voice is sharp, with an accent. What do you mean? Saint James, the woman says. The plan was mercy. I just got your message. What happened? She's in labor, Marcus hisses. The baby is coming now. She's at St. James. Now. The woman sounds furious. She wasn't supposed to be due for 2 weeks. My text. Plan B was for tomorrow. At home. I know the plan, Marcus snaps. The woman Gable's file will later tell us her name is Carla, paces into the living room, right in front of the camera. She opens her medical bag on our coffee table. So what now? Carla says. Petrova is expecting her at Mercy. My whole contract is void if she's at St. James. She pulls out a small vial of clear liquid and a syringe. My blood stops. Just calm down, Marcus says, rubbing his face. We'll fix it. Fix what? Carla says, holding up the syringe. This was the fix. Petrova's vitamin cocktail. I was supposed to administer this after she got home with the baby. Make her anxious. Make her unstable. You said. We need her disoriented when the Apex investors meet her next week. We'll just blame the hormones. I put my hand over my mouth. I feel sick. A vitamin cocktail. To make me disoriented. To make me look insane. Carla, the texter. She was a private nurse, hired by Marcus, hired to drug me, to inject me with God knows what, to create the severe postpartum psychosis that Dr. Petrova was ready to diagnose. Sarah points at the screen, her finger trembling. Plan B. The text she sent you. Plan B good. She was asking Marcus if she should come to the house tomorrow, to set up, to be there when you came home with the baby. It all becomes horribly clear. My wrong text back. It's happening now, going to St. James. I hadn't just exposed a plan. I had, in my blind panic, saved myself. If I had stayed home, if I had waited, that woman, Carla, would have been there. She would have come to help. She would have stuck that needle in my arm, and I would have become the crazy, unstable woman they all needed me to be. I stare at the grainy footage on the laptop screen until the video loops, until Marcus is once again standing there, smug and safe in our living room, holding the syringe. I close the laptop. The silence in the hospital room is heavy, broken only by the gentle sigh of the HVAC system and Maya's soft breathing. Who is he? I whisper. The question hangs in the air, but I'm not looking at Sarah. I'm asking the universe. Not just who did this. Sarah, who is he? The man I married, the man I had a child with. Who is he, really? Sarah is already on her phone. She's not a divorce lawyer. She's a litigator. She's a shark, and I've just pointed her at a boat leaking blood. I've been running his name since I left the lobby, she says, her voice grim. Marcus Thorne, University of Pennsylvania, Wharton, clean credit, impeccable references. It's all perfect. It's too perfect, I say. Exactly, Sarah says. It's a shell, a brand new, 2-year-old identity, created from scratch. So I bypassed it. I used Gable to run his biometrics, his fingerprints from the glass he was holding in the hallway. I sent it to a friend at the bureau. She looks up from her phone, her eyes full of a darkness I've never seen before. Marcus Thorne doesn't exist. Not really. His name is Martin Vance. Martin Vance. The name means nothing to me. It sounds plain, boring. It sounds like a lie. Martin Vance, Sarah continues, reading from her screen, has a history, a long one. He specializes in women, successful women, specifically women who have just come into a significant inheritance. A single clear memory flashes in my mind. The Denver Architectural Gala. It was 3 years ago, only 6 months after my father's funeral. I was a wreck. I was 31 years old, numb with grief. And suddenly the CEO of Apex Design Solutions, a company I wasn't sure I could run. He was there. Marcus. Or Martin. He was charming, attentive, and seemingly unimpressed by my name. He said he was there for a client. He found me by the bar, looking lost. He didn't talk about architecture. He didn't talk about my father. He just listened. He was a port in a storm. He was a predator. He found me, I say, the words catching in my throat. It wasn't a random meeting. He targeted me. He targeted your inheritance, Eliza. He targeted Apex. Sarah scrolls down her screen. And he doesn't work alone. He has a preferred partner. She doesn't even have to say the name. I say it for her. Dr. Lena Petrova. Sarah nods. She's not just a partner, Eliza. She's his ex-wife. They've been running this con for at least a decade, state to state. The pieces click into place, forming a picture so monstrous I can barely look at it. The con, it's a machine. Martin finds the target. He woos her, marries her, isolates her. Then, Lena, his ex-wife, the doctor, steps in. She provides the medical expertise, the diagnoses. He gets the power of attorney. They seize the assets, liquidate everything, and move on, leaving a crazy woman in their wake. My 3-year marriage, my vows, the nights he held me while I cried over my father, the way he encouraged my work, telling me how proud he was of me. All of it. It was a script. It was a job. The baby, I whisper, my hand going to the bassinet. I can't look at her. Oh, God, Sarah, the baby. He had been the one to push for it. I was drowning in work at Apex, trying to prove myself. He brought it up one night, over wine. A baby would be the one thing that's just ours, he'd said, his voice so warm, so sincere. After all the loss. It would be a way to finally, truly bond our family, to make us whole. I look at the email drafts again, the ones I found earlier, the ones about the investors, the ones about my instability. I see it now. He didn't want a child. He needed one. He needed me pregnant, hormonal, and vulnerable. He needed me emotional, anxious, to set the stage for Petrova's diagnosis. He needed a child to complicate the legal picture, to give him leverage, to secure his claim as my guardian, the protector of my legacy. My baby was just a tool, a pawn to secure his control over me and my company. The nausea rises so fast I nearly gag. "Eliza," Sarah says, her voice soft but urgent. There's more. My contact at the bureau. He found her. The last one. I look up, my eyes stinging. The last what? The last target, the woman before you, a novelist in Portland, Oregon. She inherited her family's publishing house, met Martin Vance at a writers' conference. Sarah takes a deep breath. She had a baby, too, Eliza, and right after the birth, she had a psychotic break. Martin and Dr. Petrova had her committed. They used her unstable behavior to seize control of the company and all her assets. "Where is she?" I ask, my voice a hollow shell. "She's still there," Sarah says quietly. "In a long-term care facility. He bankrupted her, then divorced her, leaving her a ward of the state. The diagnosis stuck. Rapid onset schizophrenia, postpartum. She lost everything, her company, her money, her son. He didn't just rob her, he erased her. He buried her alive." I look at Maya, at her perfect, sleeping face. I think of that woman in Portland. I think of her son, a boy who grew up without his mother, believing she was insane. This isn't about Apex Design anymore. This isn't about my money or my house. He wasn't just trying to steal from me. He was trying to take my life, my daughter, and my sanity, just like he did to her. The rage is a pure, clean, white-hot fire. It burns away the last of my fear. "Get me my laptop," I say to Sarah, my voice steady for the first time. "And get Gable back on the phone." She looks at me, a question in her eyes. "He's not just going to jail." "Sarah," I say, "I'm not just saving my company. I'm getting justice for all of us." The hospital discharges me after 48 hours. The standard, sterile instructions are a mockery. Be sure to rest. Don't overdo it. Watch for signs of the baby blues. I nod and smile. The perfect new mother. Marcus is not there. The restraining order and the security guard at the hospital entrance saw to that. But I know he's watching. He's waiting. Gable meets us at the secure exit, the one used for VIPs and politicians. He's a big man, with a face that looks like it's seen too much and said too little. He doesn't say a word, just takes my hospital bag and leads me and Sarah to a black SUV with tinted windows. We don't go home. We don't go to Sarah's. We drive to a steel and glass skyscraper downtown, a building I've admired architecturally but never entered. We take a private elevator to the penthouse. It's clean, Gable says, setting my bag down. Owned by a corporate client of mine who's in Singapore for 6 months. No one knows you're here. My men are on the door downstairs and on this floor. You're safe. Safe. It's a foreign concept. I look out the floor-to-ceiling windows at the city of Denver sprawling below. I can see the top of the Apex building from here. My building. He's already started, Sarah says, pulling up her phone. She shows me the screen. It's a public post from Marcus, a smiling picture of us, taken on our anniversary. The caption is a masterpiece of manipulation. My wife, Eliza, the love of my life, is missing. She reads aloud. She's just given birth to our beautiful daughter, Maya. She's suffering from a severe and sudden case of postpartum depression. She's not well. She's confused, and I'm terrified she's a danger to herself and our baby. Eliza, if you see this, please come home. We just want to help you. He's done it. He's taken the narrative. He's painted me as the unhinged, dangerous mother. He's not just trying to steal my company. He's trying to steal my child. He's filed a missing person report, Sarah adds. The police are looking for you. They're treating you as a high-risk individual. He thinks I'm going to hide, I say, my voice cold. I turn away from the window and set Maya in the high-tech bassinet Gable has provided. He thinks I'm a victim. He thinks I'll panic and run. What are you going to do? Sarah asks. I'm going to work, I say. I sit at the sleek glass desk. Get me the list of the Apex board and our primary investors, the ones Marcus mentioned in his email to Petrova. For the next 2 hours, I am not a new mother. I am the CEO of Apex Design Solutions. I am my father's daughter. I draft an email. Urgent. A private update on the Apex 5-year plan. I schedule a Zoom call for 10 a.m. the next morning. They all accept. They are all, no doubt, morbidly curious. They've heard Marcus's whispers. They've probably seen his social media post. They are expecting to see a train wreck. The next morning, I shower. I put on a sharp black blazer over a simple silk shell. I do my makeup. I sit at the desk, the skyline of my city behind me. Sarah is in the room, holding Maya, just off camera. One by one, their faces pop up. The investors, the board members. They look somber, concerned, like men attending a funeral. Good morning, I say, my voice clear and strong. Thank you for joining me. I've heard there are some concerns about the future of Apex. I'm here to put them to rest, before they can ask, before they can say, Eliza, how are you feeling? I share my screen. This is Project Ether. I begin. For 20 minutes, I don't talk about my husband. I don't talk about my health. I talk about architecture. I talk about sustainable urban development, new material sourcing, and an aggressive expansion into the European market. I present a 5-year plan so brilliant, so detailed, and so profitable that my father himself would have been proud. When I'm done, I stop sharing my screen. I look into the camera. As you can see, the future of Apex is secure. I will be leading it, just as I've been leading it for the last 3 years. I pause. Then, I lean forward. Just a fraction. And, just so we are all clear on my current capacity. Sarah. Sarah steps into the frame, holding Maya. She hands the baby to me. I look at the screen, at the stunned faces of the investors, and I smile, holding my daughter. I'm a new mother, gentlemen, not an invalid. My focus has never been sharper. I expect your full support on Ether. Thank you for your time. I end the meeting. While I was taking back my company, Sarah was busy. She'd been tracking down the nurse. Carla. She's scared, Sarah says, walking back into the room. I found her through her nursing license. It's active, but she's been paid in cash, off the books, for weeks. She's not stupid. What did you offer her? I ask, bouncing Maya gently. A choice, Sarah says. She's an accomplice to conspiracy and attempted assault. She's looking at years in prison. Or she's a witness. I told her we have the video of her in the house. We have the texts. I offered her a deal. What deal? She gives us Marcus. She gives us Petrova. She agrees to wear a wire, to record them admitting to the plan. In exchange, the DA will pursue a lesser charge. She'll lose her license, but she'll stay out of prison. The phone rings. It's Sarah's. She looks at the number. It's her. She's calling me back. She puts it on speaker. Ms. Jenkins. I'll do it. Carla's voice is shaking, the sharp accent thick with panic. I'll do anything you want. I looked him up. This Martin Vance. I looked up what happened to that woman in Portland. He doesn't just rob people. He makes them disappear. I'm not going to be his next victim. I'm not going to end up in some facility. The call ends. Carla, the woman hired to destroy me, has just become my most valuable weapon. She's terrified of him. Good, I say. She'll get us Marcus. She'll get us Petrova's involvement on tape. So, we wait for the tape, Sarah says. No, I say, looking back at the window. Marcus and Carla are just soldiers. I need to face the general. Petrova is the one who built this whole thing. She's the one who gave him the playbook. I turn to Sarah. Carla is a coward. Marcus is an arrogant fool. But Lena Petrova. She's the smart one. She's the one who knows where all the bodies are buried. She's the weakest link. What are you planning, Eliza? He'll throw her under the bus to save himself, I say. I just need to give her a reason to throw him first. Find out where she eats lunch. It's 2 days later. I haven't been outside. I've been a ghost in a penthouse, watching my daughter sleep and my lawyer build a case. Carla has delivered. She met with Marcus, wearing a wire. The recording is damning. He's frantic, angry, and he openly discusses the Petrova plan and how to handle me, how to discredit me. He calls me unstable at least 5 times, but the tape doesn't connect Petrova directly. She's too smart for that. She's communicating through third parties, through encrypted apps. Carla can't get to her. She's the head of the snake, I tell Sarah. Marcus is just the fangs. I have to cut off the head. Gable's team has been watching her. Dr. Lena Petrova. She hasn't varied her routine. She's arrogant. She still goes to the same overpriced cafe for lunch every day at 1 p.m. A small bistro called Le Miroir, 2 blocks from her office. She feels safe, I say. That's her mistake. I leave Maya with Sarah, with 2 of Gable's security team on the door. I am wearing a cream-colored pantsuit. I look like a woman of leisure, not a woman who just gave birth 5 days ago. Gable is in an SUV across the street. A second operative is inside the cafe, his phone camera angled to record. I get there at 12:45. I take an outdoor table, order an iced tea, and wait. At 1:03, she appears, Dr. Lena Petrova, in a sharp gray suit, her hair pulled back in a severe bun. She's on her phone, looking annoyed, and walks right past me toward the cafe entrance. I don't raise my voice. I let her pass. Then I say, her name, clear and cold as glass. Dr. Petrova. She stops, freezes. She turns around, slowly. Her professional mask is perfect. She doesn't recognize me. She just sees a patient or a potential one. I'm sorry. We had 2 sessions, I say. Eliza Hayes. The name hits her. I see the flicker, the recognition. The blood drains from her face. She sees the woman she was supposed to have committed, sitting in the sun, drinking tea, looking perfectly sane. She recovers instantly. She turns to walk away. I'm on my lunch, she snaps. I don't see patients here. Sit down, I say. I will not. Sit down, Lena, I say, a little louder. A few people look up. Unless you want me to stand up and start screaming to this entire patio about your medical ethics, about your vitamin plan for new mothers. Her head snaps back, her eyes, cold and assessing, lock on mine. She is cornered. She walks stiffly to my table and sits, her back rigid. I have no idea what you're talking about, she says, her voice a low, venomous whisper. You are clearly unwell. This is paranoia. This is exactly what I warned Marcus about. She's good. Even now, she's trying to gaslight me. I know everything, I say calmly, taking a sip of my tea. I know about the contract with Mercy Hospital. I know about the plan to have me evaluated. I know about the power of attorney. I know about Portland. At the word Portland, her composure cracks. It's a hairline fracture, but it's there. A tiny, involuntary flinch. I don't know what you mean, she says. You will. I reach into my purse and pull out a small digital audio recorder. I place it on the metal table between us. It's not on. It's a prop. This, I say, is a copy of Carla's full confession. She looks at the recorder like it's a snake. Carla. The nurse, I say, my voice pleasant. The one you and Martin hired to inject me with a vitamin cocktail to make me seem disoriented. She was very thorough. She explained the entire plan. Your plan. That's a lie, Petrova says, but her voice is thin. Is it? She was terrified. See, Carla is just a nurse. She's not a professional like you. She didn't know about Martin's history. She didn't know, for example, about the novelist in Portland. The one you diagnosed with rapid-onset schizophrenia right after she gave birth. Petrova's face is now a waxy white mask. She is staring at the recorder. Carla just loses her license, I continue, leaning in. But you're a doctor. The medical board tends to take a dim view of conspiracy to commit fraud, and of drugging patients, and of burying a woman alive in a long-term care facility. You can't prove any of that, she whispers, her eyes darting left and right. He'll throw you under the bus, I say, my voice soft. You know he will. Martin Vance, your ex-husband. He's a cockroach. He'll scuttle away and leave you to take the fall. He did it to the Portland victim. He did it to Carla. He is going to do it to you. You were the mastermind, Lena. You'll get the conspiracy charge. You'll be the one in prison. She is breathing fast. She's trapped. Or, I say, you help me. She looks at me, confused. Help you. I'm offering you a choice. The same one Sarah offered Carla, but better. Option 1. You say nothing. I walk away, and I give this recorder and the file on Portland to the district attorney. You will be arrested. You will lose your license, your practice, your freedom, and you will go to prison right alongside the man who betrayed you. I pause. I let her live in that moment. Option 2, I say. You give me what I need to bury him. You give me the evidence to put him away for so long he'll never see the light of day, and I will forget to mention your role in the Portland case to the DA. You'll still lose your license. Carla's confession will see to that. You will be disgraced, but you will not go to jail. She stares at me. She's a pragmatist, a cold, calculating monster, and I've just given her the only logical move. He's an arrogant fool, she whispers, her voice shaking with a rage that's not directed at me. He always was. He'll betray you, Lena. You know he will. She nods, a single sharp jerk. The decision is made. He has a server, she says, her voice barely audible. A private one, off-site. He calls it his insurance. It's where he keeps everything, the financials, the account transfers, the videos. Videos? I ask. She looks at me, and for the first time, I see a flicker of fear of him. He likes to document his successes. He has videos of his victims. After, when they're unwell, he kept them as trophies, to remind himself how smart he is. She writes an IP address and a string of characters on a napkin. It's his insurance, she says, her hands shaking as she slides the napkin across the table. He thinks it protects him, but that's the password. It's my maiden name, the arrogant bastard. The napkin is a bomb. The IP address is a key. Back in the penthouse, with Gable standing guard outside the door, Sarah's fingers fly across her keyboard. I'm looking over her shoulder, Maya sleeping in a carrier strapped to my chest. "I'm in," Sarah whispers. "My God, Lena wasn't lying. It's organized. By name." "Portland," I say, my voice flat. "Find the woman from Portland." Sarah clicks. A folder opens, and there she is. A woman I've never met, but whose life I know. The files are meticulous. Forged financial statements, Petrova's faked psychiatric evaluations, and the videos. "Eliza, you don't have to see this," Sarah says, her hand hovering over the mouse. "Play it," I command. The video is grainy, taken on a cell phone. The woman the novelist is sitting on the floor of a pristine, white room. She looks sedated, her eyes unfocused, her hair matted. She's muttering to herself. This is what he does. This is his trophy. He documented his own crime. Sarah breathes, her voice sick. He documented all of them, I say, pointing to the list of folders. There are 3 other names, 3 other women. And then I see my own name. Eliza. "Click it," I say. My folder isn't full of videos. Not yet. It's full of financials. My Apex inheritance, detailed to the last cent. Copies of the power of attorney I so blindly signed. A detailed action plan mapped out with Petrova. But there is one video. It's new. It's him. Martin. Marcus. He's in his home office, filming himself with his phone. He's holding a glass of scotch, a smug, victorious grin on his face. "So, Lena," he says to the camera, his voice dripping with condescension. "You thought you were the smart one. You thought you could leave me, take half. But look." He gestures around the office. "Look at this. She's richer than all of them combined. The Apex deal. And she's the easiest one yet. So fragile, so broken by her daddy's death." He laughs, a short, ugly sound. "She practically begged me to take over," he continues, taking a drink. "All I had to do was be the shoulder to cry on. And the baby. My idea. Genius. The perfect leverage. By the time I'm done, she'll be a ghost in the system, just like the Portland bitch, and I'll have it all. Me. Not you." He raises his glass to the camera. To Martin Vance, the man who always wins. Sarah stops the video. The silence in the room is absolute. She's pale. "That's it," she says. "That's not just fraud. That's a confession. RICO, conspiracy, wire fraud across state lines. He's done. Get the drive," I say. "Get all of it." We don't call the Denver police. We call Sarah's contact at the FBI, the interstate crimes, the wire fraud, the history of victims in multiple states. This is their jurisdiction. They meet us at a secure federal building. 2 agents, a man and a woman, their faces grim and professional. We sit in a gray, windowless room. We give them everything. The server data, the video from my living room, Carla's wiretap recording, Petrova's napkin, and the final damning video of Martin's confession. They watch it all. The male agent, his jaw tight, looks at me. "Ma'am, this is one of the most comprehensive cases of premeditated fraud I've ever seen. We have enough here to indict Mr. Vance on a dozen federal charges. He's a flight risk," the female agent adds. "We should move now. We can have a team at his house in 30 minutes. "Wait," I say. The agents look at me. Sarah looks at me. "He's not just a case file," I say, my voice low and shaking, but not with fear, with rage. "He's the man who lived in my house. He's the man who held my hand while I was in mourning. He planned to steal my child. He stood in our living room and rejected my calls while I was in agony." I lean forward. "You can arrest him, but not yet. He's arrogant. He thinks I'm a fragile, broken little girl. I want him to know who beat him. I want him to look me in the eye when his world collapses. I want him to know I did this. The agents exchange a look. What do you have in mind, Ms. Hayes? A trap, I say. A Trojan horse. He's expecting a victim. I'll give him one. The plan is set an hour later. It's dangerous, but the agents agree. It's the cleanest way to get him in a secure location. On our terms. The bait is Lena Petrova. She's in another room with the FBI, singing like a canary to save her own skin. She agrees to make the call. She owes me that much. We listen in from the observation room. The call is on speaker. Marcus picks up on the first ring. What? He snaps. Martin! Petrova's voice is a perfect imitation of panic. She's... Eliza? She's caved. She's a complete wreck. What are you talking about? His voice is wary. She's terrified. All your public posts. She's convinced the world thinks she's crazy. She's hiding in some hotel. She called me, crying. She said she'll do anything. She just wants her baby. She doesn't want to go to a hospital. Silence on his end. He's processing. He's believing it. His ego is eating it up. She said she'll sign it all over. Petrova continues, her voice breaking. Apex, the house, everything. She just wants you to call off the search, to let her be with Maya. She wants to make a deal. A long pause. Then, I hear it. The quiet, satisfied exhale. He won. Where is she? He demands. She wants to meet at the Apex office. Petrova says. She feels safe there, at her father's company. She wants to sign the papers. Her father's company. He laughs. It's my company. All right, fine. Tomorrow, noon. Tell her to be there. She'll be there. Martin, Petrova whispers. And Lena, he says, his voice turning oily and triumphant. Make sure she brings the baby. It'll make the transfer smoother, a show of good faith. He's about to hang up. Oh, he adds, and tell her to wear something nice. She's looked like hell lately. He arrives at 5 minutes to noon. I've been watching the street from the conference room window. I see his rental car pull up. He gets out, straightens his tie, and smooths his hair. He's whistling as he walks into the lobby, a black leather briefcase in his hand, presumably holding the papers he expects me to sign. He thinks he's walking into his coronation. He's walking into his execution. The conference room is on the top floor. My father's conference room. The walls are glass, overlooking the city. I am sitting at the head of the long mahogany table. My father's chair. I am not holding Maya. She is safe in my personal office, down the hall, with Sarah. I am wearing my most powerful black pantsuit, the one I wear when I'm pitching a 9-figure deal. My hair is pulled back. My face is calm. To my left is Gable, his arms crossed, looking like a mountain. To my right are the 2 FBI agents, in plain clothes, looking like bored junior executives. The door opens. Martin strolls in, that $1,000,000 smile plastered on his face. He sees me. His smile widens. He's won. Then he stops. His eyes scan the room. He sees Gable. He sees the 2 men he doesn't recognize. His smile doesn't fade, but it tightens. He doesn't see a baby. He doesn't see a broken, crying woman. Eliza, he says, his voice full of practiced, loving concern. What is this? Where's Maya Petrova said you were ready to talk? Sit down, Martin, I say. The use of his real name hits him like a physical blow. The smile vanishes. Every drop of blood drains from his face. He stumbles back a step, his eyes darting to the door. He knows. I don't. I don't know who that is. He stammers. You've had your turn to speak, I say, my voice as cold and clear as the glass around us. I've listened to you lie for 3 years. Now, it's your turn to listen. I nod to the agent at the console. You were so proud of your trophies, I say to Martin. I'm sure you've rewatched the video of your Portland victim a dozen times, but I have a favorite of my own. I turn his attention to the 80-inch screen on the wall, the one we use for international presentations. Now, let's watch yours. The agent hits play. The screen is filled with his face, his smug, triumphant, scotch-drinking face, in his home office. The audio is piped through the room's high-end sound system, crystal clear. "So, Lena," his voice echoes, "you thought you were the smart one." Martin stands frozen, his skin a sickly gray white. His eyes are wide with primal terror. He is watching his own confession. He hears himself mock me. He hears himself mock Petrova. He hears himself detail the plan, the leverage, the genius idea of using a baby. She's the easiest one yet. So fragile, so broken. The room is dead silent, save for his voice bragging about his con. By the time I'm done, she'll be a ghost in the system, just like the Portland bitch. When the video shows him raising his glass, to Martin Vance, the man who always wins, he bolts. He lunges for the door. He doesn't make it 2 steps. Gable cuts him off, but the 2 agents are faster. They flank him, grab his arms, and slam him back against the wall, his expensive briefcase clattering to the floor. "What is this?" he screams, his arrogance finally cracking, revealing the pathetic coward beneath. "You can't do this. This is entrapment." The video on the screen clicks off. The room is silent again. I stand up. I walk the length of the table, my heels clicking on the floor, until I am standing directly in front of him. He is panting, held by the agents, his face a mask of sweat and terror. I look him dead in the eye. "That night," I say, my voice quiet, but it cuts through the room. "The night our daughter was born, I called you 12 times while I was in labor. You were in our living room. You looked at my name, and you rejected every single call." I hold his gaze. He tries to look away, but I won't let him. "Now," I say, and I nod to the agents. "This is my call." The agents spin him around and slam him against the table. The click of the handcuffs is the loudest sound I've ever heard. "No," he shrieks, as the metal closes around his wrists. "No, Eliza. You can't do this to me. I love you. I love you." "Eliza." They start to drag him out, his feet scraping on the carpet. He is still screaming, still lying. I don't raise my voice. I just speak the truth. "You know that wrong text I sent that night." "Martin." He freezes, twisting his head to look at me, his eyes wild. "It turned out," I say, "to be the most right thing that ever happened to me." I turn my back on him. I don't watch them drag him out. I don't listen to his fading, pathetic screams. I just walk, steady and sure, toward my office, where my daughter and my future are waiting. Thank you so much for listening to my story. Please comment below and let me know where you're listening from. I'd love to connect and hear your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe to Lily Revenge Stories, like this video, and show your support by hitting that hype button so this story can be heard by more people.